everyone. Welcome to Ridgetop Yoga Retreat. If you're just joining in, you can get into a comfortable seated position and we'll get started in a few minutes. This class today will be a half hour class. We'll be working on our core and we'll get moving pretty quick today. It's a great class to do to start your morning. It's a half-hour class, so you could do it before you start your day. Just get into a comfortable seated position and just gently close your eyes and just begin to bring your focus to your breath. Inhaling and exhaling through your nose. And just begin to calm your mind and relax your body. We have a beautiful day here in West Jefferson. It's got my allergies going though, so I'll try to be as clear as possible with the video. And just begin to roll your shoulders forward and back and relax your shoulders. Gently rest your palms on your lap. Feel yourself get heavy through your waist, through your hips, grounding down through your sit bones. If it's uncomfortable to sit in easy seat, you can always have your legs out in front of you for staff pose and have a slight bend in your knees. Or you can also place a blanket under your hips to lift your hips up, roll a blanket up or put a block under you. And just begin to relax your body, starting from your head, working your way down to your shoulders, your back, your legs, all the way down to your feet. Taking deep inhales and exhales through your nose. And with each inhale and exhale, see if you can breathe, take a deeper inhale, really filling your lungs up with air. And then on the exhale, slowly exhaling out, completely emptying your lungs. Breathing in relaxation. Breathing out any tension you're feeling. And now we'll get started. Gently open your eyes and take a deep inhale. Reach your arms up overhead, lengthening the spine, reaching out through your fingertips. And then bring your palms together, pressing your palms together. Exhale, bring your hands to heart center. Slight bow to your head. If you'd like to set an intention for your practice today, you can do that now. And give yourself this half hour for yourself. And then take a deep inhale, reach your arms up overhead, palms facing each other, lengthening your torso, grounding down through your sit bones, reaching out through your fingertips. Turn your palms facing out and exhale, slowly release your hands back down by your side. Now interlace your hands in front of you, pressing your palms towards the earth. And just bring your chin to your chest and take your gaze towards your hands. Take a few deep breaths here and really try to press those hands down, pressing the shoulders forward. feeling the stretch up the back of the neck. Now on your next inhale, draw a line with your nose, following your hands, taking your gaze towards your hands, reaching your hands up towards the sky. And then on the exhale, just bring the hands back down towards the mat, keeping your gaze following your hands. Strong arms. Match your breath to your movement. So inhale, take your gaze up. Slight arch in the back. And exhale, release your hands. Bring your hands back down to the mat. Do 2 more rounds, matching your breath to your movement. Inhaling up and exhaling down. And then release your hands, shake your hands out, and just bring your hands, your fingertips to the sides, gently pressing them into the mat. And then bring your chin to your chest. And on your next inhale, just roll your left ear towards left shoulder and exhale, chin to chest. Inhale, left ear, left shoulder. Exhale, chin to chest. Match your breath to your movement. And then on your next inhale, roll your left ear towards, or right ear towards right shoulder, and exhale, chin to chest. Inhale, right ear, right shoulder, and exhale, chin to chest. Inhaling and exhaling. And then on your next inhale, make a complete circle, inhaling on the way up and exhaling forward and down. Inhaling up, exhaling forward and down. And then we'll go in the opposite direction. Being careful of the back of your neck, just releasing any tension you're feeling. And then we'll come back to neutral spine and take a deep inhale, reach your arms up overhead. Interlace your fingers, palms facing the sky, lengthening the spine, and on the exhale, just lean towards your left. Feel the stretch up the right side of the body, lengthening that right side. Inhale up to center using your core, and exhale right. Feeling the stretch up the left side of the body, pressing those palms out. Inhale back up to center, exhale left. Inhale back up to center, exhale right. Inhale back up to center, and exhale, slowly release your hands by your side. If you're sitting on a block or a blanket, you can take that out now. And just extend your legs out in front of you for staff pose. Your feet are flexed, placing your palms flat on the mat beside you. Really press your palms into the mat, lengthen your spine, reach out through the crown of your head. Have a slight bend in your knees. Take a few deep breaths here. Everything is engaged here, so you're grounding down through your sit bones, pressing into the mat, lengthening the spine, reaching out through the crown of your head. Feet are flexed, slight bend in your knees. And just take a few deep breaths here. And then gently release. Relax everything. Take a deep inhale, reach your arms up overhead, lengthening the spine. On the exhale, we're going to hinge from our hips and just slowly begin to come forward, keeping a flat back as long as you can. Engage your core when you're halfway. Pull your belly button in, and then exhale, begin to forward fold. Wherever your hands land is fine. Really try to lengthen the spine here, relax the low back. With each inhale, you can come up a little bit, and exhale, fold. And then slowly walk your hands back to center. Bring your right knee in. Wrap that left arm around that right knee. Hug it into your chest. Bring your right hand behind you. Take a deep inhale, lengthen the spine. And on the exhale, twist looking over that right shoulder. Hugging that knee into your chest. Keeping that straight leg flexed. See with each inhale and exhale if you can get a little bit deeper into the twist. Release the twist, come back to center. Straighten that right leg. Bring that left knee in towards your chest. Place your sole of your foot flat on the mat. Wrap your right arm around that left knee, hugging it into your chest. Left hand behind left glute. Inhale, lengthen the spine. And exhale, twist looking over that left shoulder. Take a few deep breaths here. Then release the twist, come back to center. Bring the soles of your feet together for bound angle pose. And just roll your arches out. If it's uncomfortable on your knees, you can bring your feet out for a wider, away from your body a little bit to be less tension on your knees. Or if you're fine bringing them close to your torso, close to your body, you can bring them in closer. Roll out the arches of your feet and just begin to butterfly your knees out to the sides. Opening up the hips, getting movement into the hips. And then bring your legs to stillness. Place your hands on your ankles or on your toes. Take a deep inhale, lengthen your spine. And on the exhale, just hinge from your hips, lengthening the spine. And begin to forward fold. You'll feel the stretch in the inner thighs. Then slowly roll back up to center. Bring your knees in. And we're going to go on to all fours into tabletop. So your shoulders are over your wrists and your hips are over your knees. And we're just going to go into a few rounds of cat-cow. So on the inhale, drop your belly, take your gaze up, and on the exhale, tuck your chin and round your spine. Inhale, drop your belly, take your gaze up, pelvis tilted up, really lengthening the front of your torso. And then on the exhale for cat, tuck your chin and round your spine. Getting movement, getting the fluid moving in the spine. And now we're just going to extend, come back to neutral spine. You're pressing the tops of your feet onto the mat. We're just going to extend that right foot back, going onto the ball of the foot. Just gently rock back and forth, loosening up the calf. Now we're going to come to stillness and raise that right leg level with that right hip. You're engaging your core here, pressing the top of that left foot into the mat, pressing the palms strong into the mat, pressing your fingertips into the mat, keeping that right leg strong. We're just going to work on our core, so we're going to round our spine and bring that knee in towards your chest, pointing your toe, and then pressing it out. So you're working on creating space between you and the mat. You're inhaling, bringing that knee in towards your chest, and then exhale, pressing it out. Inhale and exhale, really using the core here. And then place your knee back down on the mat and extend that left foot back. Going on to the ball of the foot, just gently rock back and forth. And then come to stillness. Raise that left leg level with that left hip. And then you're just going to bring that left knee in towards your chest and then extend it out. Match your breath to your movement, inhaling and exhaling. Sorry about that. Inhale, bring that, round that spine and then extend it out. Rounding the spine and extending it out. And then bring that knee back down to the mat. And we're just going to go into our first downward facing dog. So flip your toes and hover your knees over the mat. Really engage your thighs here. Engage your core. And we're just going to work on strengthening our arms and our core here. So see if you can lift your right toes off the mat and then place them back down. And then your left and place them back down. Engaging your core, pulling your belly button in, working the thighs, strengthening the arms. Alternating legs, lifting. And then keep both feet on the mat. You're on your toes. And just begin to shift your hips back and straighten your legs for your first downward facing dog. So go up on your toes. See if you can sink your heels down a bit. Bend your knees. Maybe pedal out your feet. And then bend your knees. Go up on your toes. Send those hips high. Begin to press your chest towards your thighs. And inhale, look up between your hands. And exhale, walk or step forward, forward fold. Inhale, slowly reach up, hands overhead. Exhale, hands heart center. Inhale, reach up, and exhale, release. We'll take a few deep breaths in Tadasana in mountain pose. So make sure your weight's evenly distributed on both feet. Your feet are hip distance apart, palms facing forward. Bring your shoulders forward and back. Your eyes can be opened or closed, and just bring your focus to your breath. And take a deep inhale, reach your arms up overhead. turn your palms out and exhale, swan dive, forward fold. Take a few deep breaths here. Then inhale, slowly come up, hands overhead. Exhale, hands heart center. Inhale, reach up, and exhale, release. We're going to come to the front of our mat and we'll get started getting some movement into the body. Take a deep inhale, reach your arms up overhead. Exhale, swan dive, forward fold. Inhale, half lift, flat back, creating a flat back from your low back to the crown of your head. Exhale, plant your hands and step that left foot back, going into runner's lunge, really pressing into that runner's lunge, your right knee stacked over that right ankle, pressing through the ball of that back foot. Drop that back knee, flip your back toes. Inhale, come up for low lunge. Hips are forward, that back knee is slightly back, and raise your arms up towards the sky. Exhale, bring your hands back down to the mat. Flip your back toes, lift that back knee. Now we're going to go into plank. So bring that right foot to meet that back foot. Engage your core here. You can come to your knees and flip your toes. You're still working on strengthening your arms and your core. Strong core. Now from here, come to your forearms. Engage your core. Your forearms are flat on the mat, pressing your palms into the mat. Your shoulders are over your elbows. Engage your core here. Slowly lower your hips down to the mat. Flip your toes and just look forward for Sphinx pose. So you're looking straight ahead, lengthening the front of your torso. You're pressing your palms into the mat. You're lifting your chest forward. Be careful of your low back. Exhale down to the mat. Flip your toes. Push back to downward facing dog. Take a few deep breaths here. Now this is where we are practicing bringing our foot forward. So lift that left leg up and back. Round your spine. Bring that left knee in towards your chest, rounding your spine. And then see if you can walk or step that left foot between your hands. Slide that back foot back for runner's lunge. And then drop that back knee, flip the back toes. Take a deep inhale, raise your arms up for low lunge. Pressing your hips forward, that you're pressing into the mat with that back foot. Your front knee is stacked over that front ankle. Your gaze is straight ahead. Then bring your hands down to frame that front foot. Flip your back toes, lift that back knee. Now hop that back foot or step that back foot forward into a half lift. So you can step it or you can hop it forward and inhale up to a half lift. Pressing your hands into your thighs, reaching out through the crown of your head. Then exhale, forward fold. Inhale, slowly come up, hands overhead. Exhale, hands heart center. Inhale, reach up, and exhale, release. Now we'll start with the other side. Take a deep inhale, reach up, arms overhead. Exhale, swan dive, forward fold. Inhale, half lift, flat back. Exhale, plant your hands, step that right foot back, going into runner's lunge. Pushing through the ball of that back foot, your front knee is stacked over the front ankle. Engage your core. Drop the back knee down, flip the back toes, and inhale, sweep your arms up overhead for low lunge. Hips pressing forward. Pressing the back foot into the mat. Exhale, bring your hands back to the mat. Flip your back toes, lift your back knee. Step that left foot back to meet the right foot for plank. Engage your core. Strong arms, you can come to your knees and flip your toes if you want. You're still working on your arms. Engage your core here. And then come to your forearms for forearm plank. Make sure your pelvis doesn't drop. You'll hurt your low back. You're engaging your core, pushing through the ball of your feet and pressing your forearms into the mat. Slowly lower your hips down to the mat. Flip your toes. Take your gaze forward. Shoulders are back. Lift in the heart for Sphinx pose. Take a few deep breaths here. Exhale back down to the mat. Flip your toes. Push back to downward facing dog. Take a few deep breaths here. Press the hips high. Pressing your chest towards your thighs. Inhale, raise that right foot up and back for three-legged dog. Then bring that knee in towards your chest, rocking forward. See if you can bring that right foot between your hands. Slide the back foot back for runner's lunge. Right knee is over right ankle, pressing through the ball of that back foot. Drop your back knee, flip your back toes. Deep inhale, reach your arms up overhead. Make sure your shoulders aren't up by your ears. Take a few deep breaths here. Hips are pressing forward. Exhale, bring your hands back down to the mat. Flip your back toes, lift that back knee. You can hop or step that back foot to meet your front foot, inhaling to a half lift. And exhale, forward fold. Inhale, slowly come up, hands overhead. Exhale, hands heart center. Inhale, reach up, and exhale, release. We'll take a few deep breaths in Tadasana in mountain pose. Come down to the mat, and we're going to go through squat. So take a deep, your feet are a little bit wider than hip distance apart. Your toes are pointing out. Take a deep inhale, reach your arms up overhead. And on the exhale, begin to press your palms together and bend your knees going into squat. Stop whenever your heels come off the mat. Pressing your palms together. And then release your hands and come down to the mat. We're going to come onto our backs and just hug your knees into your chest and rock from side to side. Now working on our core today, we're just going to keep your feet flat on the mat, hip distance apart. Your knees are forward here. And we're just going to place our hands behind our neck, our head. And working on the core, we're going to alternate elbows to knees. So we're going to bring our right elbow to our left knee and then place it back down on the mat. And then left elbow to right knee and place it back down on the mat. We're engaging our core here, working our obliques on the sides. Those love handles, we're just going to, it's a gentle movement. You're not pulling on your neck at all. It's all working in your core. And also, if you feel any discomfort in your neck, just stop the pose. So alternating elbows to knees, using your core to lift. And now place your feet on the mat and then just release your hands by your side. Extend your feet up towards the sky for legs up the wall. Point and flex your feet. And now we're just going to do a gentle lift here towards your feet, reaching your hands towards your feet. Engaging your abdomen here. It's working your lower abs. Reaching towards your feet, gentle lift. No stress on the low back, no stress on the neck. And then release back down to the mat. Release your feet back onto the mat. Bring your right ankle over your left knee. Extend your arms out to the side. Take a deep inhale. And on the exhale, just begin to roll onto that left hip. Bringing that right foot down to the mat. Your shoulder blades flat on the mat. And take your gaze over your right fingertips. Take a few deep breaths here. And slowly roll back up to center. Release the right foot back down to the mat. Place the left ankle over the right knee. Take a deep inhale, and on the exhale, gently roll onto that right hip. Bringing the left foot down to the mat. Shoulder blades flat on the mat. Taking your gaze over your left hand. Inhale back up to center. Bring your hands by your side. Release that foot down to the mat. Hug your knees into your chest and rock from side to side. And then we'll go into happy baby. The soles of your feet facing the sky. Knees pointed towards your shoulders. You can hold the outsides of your feet or your big toes. Your elbows are inside the knees. Pressing your feet into your hands. Knees are bent, soles of your feet facing the sky. You can rock from side to side. Then release your hands, hug your knees into your chest, and extend your legs out long on the mat. Let your feet fall out to the corners of the mat. Palms facing up, shoulder blades tucked under. Gently close your eyes for Shavasana and just begin to focus on your breathing. Feeling your belly rise and fall on the inhale and exhale. And then begin to wiggle your fingers and toes and move your head from side to side. And when you're ready, roll on to your favorite side. Come up to seated position with your eyes closed, your hands at heart center, thumbs at your sternum, slate bowed to your head. Yoga is a journey. Thank you for sharing your journey with me this morning. The light in me honors the light in you. Namaste. Thank you everyone for joining in the practice. I hope you could hear me okay. If you have any questions, any ideas, just send us a message and we'll get back to you as soon as we can. Have a great day. Namaste.